Hi everyone, Christiane Yates, Platinum Real Estate Professional, is here to talk more about short sales. One question frequently asked is, what is a hardship and what is a hardship letter? So hardship, as I mentioned previously, and what is a short sale? Your hardship is going to be your reason for not being able to financially afford the property anymore. Your hardship might be divorce, it might be death in the family, it might be a loss of job, it might be a transfer, it might be an illness. There's a number of things that are going to qualify as a hardship because that hardship is what's putting you into a financial burden that you're not able to afford to keep up with your payments anymore. So it's not a matter of, hey, house prices have gone down, so I don't feel like paying for it anymore. Let's move on to the next house. That's not what a hardship is. A hardship letter. Hardship letter is very important. And when I say that, I am going to share with you a big mistake that I made in the very beginning stages of doing a short sale. I think it was like my second or third short sale that I was working on 26 years ago. I'm going to share the story with you because it's a lesson learned for me big time, but also kind of funny. So back 26 years ago when we were doing short sales, there weren't nearly as many issues because property values were pretty stagnant. We weren't really going up, we weren't going down, they were leveled out. So when we were doing short sales at that time, our short sale might only be $10,000 short of being able to close it. We might be 15. I mean, it was like a big feat at that time. Then we got it like a $25,000 short sale because that was huge at that point to have that much upside down. So I thought that was great. Then years later we're doing $200,000 upside down. But anyway, so the hardship letter. So our job was, and I was working inside on the short sales. I was not actually meeting with the clients and going through what their situation was. So when I would sit down and go through someone's file and their financial package, I would be looking at their pay stubs, their tax returns, their bank statements, and just to make sure that they had the financial hardship about it, not what the outcome of why they were in that financial hardship, because that's important too. It's not just, hey, there's not enough money coming in. Well, why is there not enough money coming in? We need to find out what change happened in your life that once you could qualify for the house, now you can't. So that's usually by way of a hardship letter. That hardship letter is going to go through and tell your story. And the important thing about a hardship letter is that you are expressing this more in terms of like you would be telling a friend. So anyway, on this particular hardship letter or financial short sale package that I was going through, checked all the bank statements and the financial part of it, never read the letter, sent it over to Chase. Funny story is too, at that time, Chase had 3 short sale negotiators in their department that handled all of the United States because it was just not, it was not the big thing that it became later years. And there was 3 ladies that worked in that office. I didn't read this financial hardship letter. I only sent over the package, including the letter, and they all got a kick out of it and decided to call me up, all 3 of them together, to chuckle and let me know my short sale was being denied. And my short sale was being denied because of the short sale letter. Now keep in mind, at this point, jobs are good. If you lost a job, there was always another one to be had. Property values were pretty stagnant. They weren't, like I said, they weren't going up, down, or anything. So a lot of times our financial hardships at that point would either be a gambling problem because we are in Las Vegas, or it could be illness or whatever. Well, I didn't go through that. I could just see that this guy was not making enough money, and I could also see that he had a gambling problem. But I did not read that letter to find out if that's what he put in there. So his letter, just to make it short, kind of went like this. I'm married, working. I had a girlfriend on the side, got the wife pregnant and the girlfriend pregnant at the same time, which caused me stress. So then I started gambling. Then I started doing drugs. Now I'm not working as much, getting ready to lose my job because I got both my wife and girlfriend pregnant at the same time, and I can't handle the stress. So now I'm screwing up everything else around in my world. Yeah, they all thought, what a funny story. But by the way, yeah, short sale denied. So make sure you have a legitimate reason for your hardship. It is not something that screwed up. So, oh well. Anyway, just thought I would share. I learned my lesson to make sure that I'm talking to people when we're doing their hardship, because sometimes people won't really even say what their hardship is until you start talking. So again, when I tell you, write a hardship letter, write it like you're writing it to a friend. This is what's going on in my world. This is why you probably don't want to say, hey, got my wife and girlfriend pregnant at the same time kind of situation. But, hey, my husband and I are unfortunately, we're getting divorced. My whatever it may be, there's so many reasons to have a hardship, but put your heart into it. Talk with the person that's helping you with your short sale. Make sure that you're really pinpointing the reason for your hardship that would qualify you. And yes, gambling is a reason to qualify for a hardship. It's something that I have to say was probably more than 50% of my reasons for short sales when I first got into the business, because again, it's typically gambling or divorce or death were usually the reasons. It wasn't so much loss of job, because in that time jobs were pretty easy to come by. But there's so many reasons for financial hardship, but just make sure before you send over your package that you have that financial hardship, and that you are also expressing your financial hardship the way it should be. It's not a matter of lying to your lender, but hey, maybe if this guy didn't throw in there, he got both wife and girlfriend pregnant at the same time, and just said, hey, I have a drug problem, I have a drinking problem, I have a gambling problem. Pretty sure he probably would have gotten his short sale approved. And I would have done a better job had I actually read that part of it before sending it over. So lesson learned. But anyway, again, any questions or concerns about whether or not a short sale is something is right for you, it's something and how does it work, whatever it may be, please always feel free to reach out to me, reach out to another realtor or another financial advisor or short sale advisor that you trust. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. Don't ever be concerned about how this looks in doing a short sale. You know what? Reach out for help. Reach out for help, whoever it is, just to make sure you have all of your questions answered, all of your concerns, and you just are doing the right steps. So anyway, bye for now.